What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report. Welcome back to a brand new edition of Heat Weekly, where we talk about all things Heat basketball, everything that's going around the league, and how it pertains to the Miami Heat going forward. We're also going to be recapping last night's game against the Milwaukee Bucks and a little bit of a preview against the season finale, the regular season finale against the Detroit Pistons tonight. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get right into it. The Heat did play the Bucks last night, and they lost, obviously, as you guys probably all know. Kind of expected, especially because we found out very close to the Bucks game that Jimmy Butler was actually going to be out with, I think, lower back tightness was the injury that was described as the reason for him being out. Now, this is what I have to say about this. If Jimmy Butler, if Eric Spoelstra wanted to rest Jimmy Butler for this game and the game against the Pistons, which I think he's not going to play against the Pistons. I think it's a rest injury. I don't think it's an actual injury. I think it's because he wants to rest Jimmy. If Eric Spoelstra wants to rest Jimmy, that means the Miami Heat, the players and the staff are more than happy to play the Bucks in the first round. That's a dangerous game. That's a very, very big risk, especially when you could play a team like the Hawks in the first round, who are still a very good team, but they're not as good as the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's be real. The Milwaukee Bucks are a very good team. So it's not even just that, and I'll get to the implications later. But if this was about rest, and if this was about, conserving Jimmy Butler for the playoffs, then they took a very big risk here. Because if it does not pay off, then we're gonna be in some big trouble. If Jimmy Butler is injured, which is not what I think he is, I think it was because of rest, but I do not know anything. This is just a hunch from me. If Jimmy Butler is injured though, then there we have to be careful of how we use him in come playoff time. We need to know why this injury was caused, because it came out of nowhere. And what is the timetable about his injury? Is he day to day, or is he out for a week? Like, what's going on? Because this injury kind of came out of the blue. Like, no one really knew that he was going to be questionable. I think until the day of the game. So I don't know what happened. It might have been the after effects from the Sixers game, but they still did have a day off. So that doesn't really make sense to me. The reason why I think it's rest is because it was announced the day of the game. It was not announced, after the Sixers game or the day after the Sixers game when there was a day off. That's why I think it was a rest-related injury, and I think the Heat are more than happy to play the Bucks in the first round. Now, I'm not too, concerned about playing the Bucks in the first round. I think the Bucks are a good team, but they're beatable. I just think after that, the road just gets tougher and tougher. You're gonna have to play Brooklyn in the second round, and then you're probably gonna have to play Philly in the conference finals. That's not something you want to do. Those are really, really tough series. You'd rather play Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Philly. Atlanta, Philly, and Brooklyn rather than Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Philly. Because if you get past that Brooklyn series, if you manage to get past that Brooklyn series, you're gonna be dead tired playing against the Sixers team that's the number one seed right now. So yeah, it's a dangerous game. It's a very big risk to take by the Heat if this was rest related for Jimmy Butler. But I don't know if they're trying to play any mind games with the Bucks. I don't know what they're trying to do. But my hunch was that it was because of rest for Jimmy. I don't think he had an actual injury. If he did though, it's gonna get concerning though, because we do not know what causes injury, and we do not know what the timetable on this injury is. Spo even said he doesn't even know. He hasn't even thought about the injury in his post game interview. So yeah, coming back to the actual game though, I thought the game plan that I had was contain Giannis and hurt them from the 3-point line. And I thought we did both. Really, really well. We shot 45% from three. And I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a theme in the playoffs. The Milwaukee Bucks will give up some wide open threes. The drop coverage, if you guys don't know what that is when the big sags off the pick and roll all the time. So let's say Bam sets a pick and roll for Kendrick. Brook Lopez keeps going under. And Kendrick Nunn is wide open for pull-up threes or, pull-up mid-range shots or whatever. And that's why he got 31 points, because no one was really stepping up to the plate. And he's an elite shooter, especially coming off a screen. He's a very, very good mid-range shooter, and he can step out and shoot the three as well. So K-Nunn had an amazing game, and it was primarily because they ran that drop. Duncan had 17, Goran had 17. Those three played really, really well. The reason we did not win this game is because of Bam Adebayo, and I'm not trying to blame him at all. I just don't think that he played close to what he could be playing at. You know, the Bucks really, really like to give you open shots. They like to sag off. Brook Lopez was sitting in the paint, basically, daring Bam to shoot the mid-range jump shot, and the whole time he was looking for dribble handoffs. That's not really going to cut it, and I hope in the playoffs he starts pulling those mid-range shots to earn the respect of the defender more. You know, it's cool to try to get some dribble handoffs, but you're our best player that night, and we need you to be more aggressive. This has been a theme with Bam, man. I think Bam has shown the potential that when he needs to be, he can lock in and be aggressive, but sometimes I don't know if it's the coaching staff telling him to, you know, look for his players more. I don't know if it's him saying, you know, I'm gonna try to solely get more assists. He was just non-existent on the offensive end of the floor. Not non-existent, but he just wasn't the same player that, you know, we run our offense through, and he's such a big part of our offense. Like he just was not. He was not. The only reason we scored 108 points was because of our guards, Kendrick, Duncan, Goran. I thought Trevor had a couple big moments. Nemanja Bjelica starting was very, very interesting to me. At first, I was like, maybe it's because the Bucks give up open threes and he can space the floor, but he kind of looked rusty at the beginning. He had 11 points, which is not too bad for a guy. But if you're asked to fill Jimmy's void, it's going to be tough, as always, you know. So I thought Bjelica had an okay game, but we have to remind ourselves, guys, and I think a lot of people are saying, man, Bjelica's trash, this, that, and the other. Guys, he's not played in, like, I don't know when the last time he's played. Like, I really don't know when's the last time Bjelica has got minutes. When has Spoelstra given Nemanja Bjelica minutes? Like, when? Like, when is the last game? I have no clue. I cannot even think about it. It was definitely not this month. It was probably last month. I have no clue. It was before we got our players back, before we got fully healthy. He was getting minutes. When Tyler came back, when Goran came back, when all these dudes came back, when Jimmy came back after his, you know, little bit of a hiatus, Bjelica was not getting any more minutes. So it's kind of hard for a guy who hasn't played in, you know, a lot of time to come back into the starting lineup, replacing your best player and filling that void. And he did what he had to. 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in 21 minutes is not bad, by all means. He just was a step slow. Tyler off the bench was not his usual stuff either. I thought he missed a lot of shots. He could have. Those were makeable shots for Tyler. I'm not too worried about him. He was just off that day. You have off days sometimes. As far as shooting the ball goes, I think Tyler will be a big part, especially if we do play Milwaukee in that series in the first round, which is looking likely. I think Milwaukee versus Miami is probably going to be the first round. Iguodala, you know, he had a usual Iguodala game, not scoring what isn't really his thing right now. Dwayne Dedmon hit a 3, I think. I'm pretty sure. So that's cool. I thought in his 13 minutes he was very, very active, Dwayne Dedmon, like he always is, you know. And yeah, coming to the Bucks, you know, I told you guys, Bryn Forbes, man. Bryn Forbes is a guy who can light you up from the bench, and he gave him 21. Bobby Portis 14. We contained Giannis pretty well, though. I'm very happy with the effort we gave on Giannis, especially with Jimmy out. I just thought that their bench really, really killed us. You know, Middleton had a 21-point game. Jrue Holiday gave him 20 and 10. That's a good game for Jrue Holiday. I thought his defense was good as well. But I thought their bench killed us. You know, Bryn Forbes and Bobby Portis combining for 35 points off the bench really hurt us. I thought after the first quarter, we played relatively well. Like we were in that game after the first quarter. If you look at the box scores, or like if you look at the second, third, and fourth quarter of the box scores, we competed really, really well. I just thought in that first quarter we kind of just came really, really slow out the gates. It's gonna be tough without your best player, and I know Bam is our, like, quote unquote most versatile, you know, as far as ability, best defender, but Jimmy Butler is the most important defensive player on this team. His presence, his in the passing lanes, his deflections, his ability to lock in on the best player, Jimmy Butler is that guy. So we missed Jimmy today. As far as the game against the Pistons I'm not really too worried about that. The Pistons are resting their whole team basically. I mean, the injury report is crazy. I think Jeremy Grant is out, Wayne Ellington is out, Sekou Doumbouya is out, Isaiah Stewart's out, and there's like 4 more players that are out as well. Rodney McGruder, Corey Joseph, Frank Jackson, Dennis Smith Jr. They're all of those players are out. So it's basically going to be Sadiq Bey and Killian Hayes probably for the Pistons. We should win that game. Even if we lose though, we're still not going to be in the play-in. This game is kind of meaningless to me because I don't think the Celtics are winning against the Knicks, especially because Jason Tatum and Evan Fournier are out for the Celtics tonight against the Knicks. So the Knicks will take care of business. The Knicks will play the Hawks in the first round. I'm almost certain. I know like crazier things can happen. I don't see the Knicks blowing this though. The best chance was last night where the Hornets were about to. They could have won the game very easily, man. I don't know what Devontae Graham was doing. PJ Washington was wide open in the corner. I was watching that game, and I was so mad because I was like, man, if the Knicks had lost that game, then I would have been very, very happy. But they didn't. So I guess the first round matchups are pretty much set in stone unless the Knicks choke it. Unless the Knicks choke. Yeah, but as far as this Bucks game is concerned, man, very hard for me to watch. Towards the end, I was like, man, I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I had it on my laptop, but I was watching the UFC fight at the same time, so I wasn't really paying attention because we were getting blown out. K-Nun put on a show though, so shout out to K-Nun. He did really, really well. So yeah, man, it's looking like Milwaukee versus Miami is pretty much set in stone. It's looking that way unless the Celtics are friends, and unless the Celtics go off. I do not see them winning. Maybe I don't even know if Kemba Walker's playing. If he is playing, maybe he has another moment in the Madison Square Garden, like in college, where he tore up a team who's playing there. Maybe he does the same to the Knicks. Who knows? You know, I would love the Celtics to win. So, yeah, Kemba's out, actually. Kemba's out, too, so scratch that. Kemba's out. Jason Tatum is out. Tristan Thompson is out. Robert Williams is out. Evan Fournier is out. And Marcus Smart is out. I just saw it. So, just prepare yourselves for Heat Bucks first round. Basically, that's it, you know. The Celtics will lose today against the Knicks because they're resting their whole team, which I don't blame them for. They're the 7th seed. They don't really have anything to play for right now. They're not going to lose seeding or gain anything if they've won this game, or if they lost this game. They're going to stay at 7 anyway. So their best 6 players are out, which we're going to need Peyton Pritchard, man. Peyton Pritchard, please go off tonight. But yeah, in all seriousness, just prepare yourselves for Heat Bucks first round. That will probably be the matchup. And I mean, I'm not mad at that. It's just the rounds after. Playing the Nets in the second round, playing the Sixers in the conference finals after that. It's a very tough road. But if there's one team that I'm confident that can turn it up playoff time, it's the Heat. And hopefully Jimmy Butler comes back and comes back hungry. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later as always, man. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe. You guys have absolutely been killing it. We're very, very close to 500 subscribers. Let's get to that mark, man. You guys are the GOATs as always. I'll see y'all later. Peace.